In-depth look at rapper's $1 million jewelry collection.
And the lighting in here honestly ain't even that good. And it's like,
It is a dream.
right here.
Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Do you want to win any of these items on your screen? If so, be sure to watch the whole video, leave a like, and comment the hidden message. And with that being said, let's get right into the video. When it comes to being an all-star rapper, there are certain expectations that are put upon you, and one of them is having bling and lots of it. Because what good is money if you're not willing to flash it off at times? These rappers certainly don't have a problem with that, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to King Trending. Number 7. Rick Ross.
You already know, man, I'm just, looking at what I got, you know what I'm saying? Looking at what I'm working with.
When I heard about this particular piece of jewelry, honestly, I couldn't even believe it. And then I saw it and my eyes rolled hard, but good. So rapper Rick Ross has done his fair share in the rap industry, but when it came to getting a certain chain for himself, he knew he didn't want to just go big. He wanted to go personal. So he didn't just get a chain made with his name on it, though I wouldn't be surprised if he did do that eventually. Rather, he went and got a massive gold chain made, with the main piece being a depiction of his face. No, he really did that. And to be clear, the jeweled face of his is huge.
See what I'm saying? Ricky Rouse.
It's at least a couple inches tall and wide, which makes it not only gaudy, but quite expensive. All told, the piece was apparently around $1.5 million. I want you to think about that for a second. Imagine you had a piece of massive jewelry with your face on it. What does that really say about you? First, that you're arrogant beyond all measure, but twice when you get met. What's the point of that? Honestly, a chain with his name on it would have been less arrogant. Now, hey, I get it's his money, he can do whatever he wants with it. Then again, it's a massive piece of jewelry that honestly has no point or purpose outside of praising himself. Number 6. Sean Kingston.
You know what I'm saying? So we got one Cuban chain, we got another Cuban.
It's always interesting to see how a person grows up in the industry of rap and how it affects them. For Sean Kingston, he entered the world of rap at a very young age, but then through some great albums, he not only made a name for himself, but made himself a boatload of cash. And while he's a man now, that doesn't mean he doesn't get childish impulses. And if you don't believe me, you can look at a very special piece of chain that he made for himself. No, your eyes do not fool you. Sean Kingston made himself a jewel-studded chain. That is a Crayola crayon box. I know, right? I guess he didn't really want to grow up after all. Now you might be thinking, well, that's not that bad if he got it for a good price. It costed him $500,000. $500,000. No, I'm not lying. That's really what it costed him. This is another one of those gaudy pieces where you can't help but wonder, are they running out of ways to spend their money? Or how bored was this guy to want this? Kind of thing. Oh, you want me to give him props for this? Well, I'll give him one thing. It's certainly unique because who else do you know has a $500,000 crayon box around their neck? You know what? On second thought, let's move on before I find out the crayons in there were also special made jewelry. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Number 5. Fabuloso. I want to go back a second to rappers who have decided that it's best to make a purchase that makes no sense. And that takes us to Fabuloso, who decided one day to buy his 7-year-old son a watch. Actually, he bought him 2 watches. And so you may be asking, where's the catch? Well, these watches were actually high-quality Rolex watches, and the combined singular purchase was $34,000. Specifically, he bought his 7-year-old son Johan a 26mm two-tone Datejust worth about $12,500 and a 26mm 18K yellow gold presidential that runs a cool $21,500. Do I have to list all the things wrong with this particular purchase? First and foremost, Johan is 7 years old. What 7-year-old wears a watch anymore, let alone a sparkling Rolex? Second, if someone found out about the watches, and apparently everyone did, that would make his son a target of theft, because if they were pawned for a fraction of what they were bought for, that's still a lot of money for a lot of people. Again, who gives that amount of money for watches for a 7-year-old? I bet Johan hadn't even heard of a Rolex before his daddy gave him one, and yet gave him 2. So what is he supposed to do? Alternate which one he wears every day? What's that? Time to move on? Well, I agree. Number 4. Kanye West.
Kanye West, this is a smaller version. They come in hematite, which is a dark metallic color.
What is there to say about a man like Kanye West except, what is he thinking most of the time? I mean, this is a man who's done some really epic things in the world of rap, and then he's turned it all around on a dime to do something very stupid, like when he humiliated Taylor Swift at the VMAs.
I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.
Or that insane Twitter rant he did against Drake in late 2018.
This song towards me that you produced
that's talking about writing?
And when it comes to personal items, he doesn't really hold back on it at all. And if you don't believe me, take a look at his Horus necklace that he bought for a whopping $300,000. If you don't know what I mean by Horus, I mean it's one of the gods in the Egyptian pantheon. Why Kanye West needed to have a necklace of an Egyptian god is really beyond comprehension, and why he felt he needed to spend $300,000 on it is beyond belief. But hey, it's Kanye, he did it. I mean, this is the guy who spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on 4 gold-plated toilets. So buying a pimped-out necklace of Horus with some pyramids for effect actually seems rather tame. Now, if we wanted to count up all the bling that he has in his arsenal, then add in his wife Kim Kardashian's set, you'll see something in the millions, if not 10 millions for sure. But I wanted to single out this particular piece because, in all honesty, it's perfectly Kanye. Number 3, Lil Pump.
Yeah, I was thinking do baguette teeth, or we can do eyes, we can do something dope.
If you're aiming to be a rapper in this day and age, you always have to have some bling on you with your look to truly make you shine. That's exactly what Lil Pump has, and in fact, he gets in trouble for a lot of the jewelry that he buys himself. On one particular Instagram post, he wouldn't reveal to the world that he probably spent around $350,000 on jewelry in the past. $350K, that's a lot, and that's what he thinks he spent on jewelry. Knowing him, that's probably a bit more than that, considering his spending habits, and that's insane. To his credit though, he does diversify when it comes to the jewelry that he wears. He has a large assortment of watches, rings, grills, necklaces, and more. And whenever he wants to get more, he goes and gets more. It's almost like a compulsion for him. Oh, and it's not just to buy all the bling, it's to show it off in videos, on social media, or in music videos that he did. And so yeah, personally, I'd like to know how many pieces of jewelry Lil Pump has in his collection. It's surely in the dozens, if not much more. And the value of all of them combined is no doubt way more than he's given credit for. Either way though, he has the bling, and he's going to continue getting some more as long as he has the money.
Ooh!
Zoom in on that.
Hey.
Showing the pink.
You see it? Big ice, big stones.
This is technically an offshoot of the bling entry, but it's one that needs to be noted. At times during his richness, Lil Pump has gotten the urge to go and do some shopping sprees at some of the most high-end jewelers in the world. One time he went into the diamond store icebox to go and get himself several pieces of jewelry. So prestigious was this trip that the store actually made a video of him getting fitted with all of his rings, necklaces, and more. All told, this one trip to the store costed him $300,000 in items. But that wasn't his only shopping spree for the jewelry.
Close though, okay. 750? What is this? What are we? The pump is right over here. Is that what we're playing, man?
I'm in 500s.
Rather, he was just getting started, where he decided to go to a New York jeweler and get a bunch of pendants that were made for him. Specifically, he had 8 made for himself, and each of the pendants were custom made and ranged in value depending on the particular one. In total, this particular spree costed him about $350,000. That's $650K in just 2 trips to 2 stores. Yeah, he's that rich. Number 2, 2 Chainz. Here's one that isn't too excessive as much as him playing to character. 2 Chainz has been a staple of the rap community for a very long time, and being as his rapper name has chains in it, you'd expect him to have a bunch of golden jewelry infused with chains lying around. Sure enough, he does, and in fact, he has a very large collection over the years, to the extent that when he was all done and he wanted to count up how many simple chains he had, the cost of all of them came around $35,000. And to be clear, that was for the chains and other jewelry that he wore over the years. That's a lot of jewelry, and a very high cost to get them all. It really makes you rethink your life choices. Now true, it's not as bad as some rappers on this list, mainly because it's an actual collection versus a singular item, but still, this is something that many people don't make in a year, or even a couple years, and he spent all that money just on his jewelry. I guess though, if you want to be one of the top rappers in the business, you need to look the part. And 2 Chainz has always looked the part of the flashy and rich rapper. And yeah, that's for sure. Number 1, Tyga.
Real quick, and the halo.
Me and GOAT, you just reached a GOAT level, man. The diamond world, man.
Tyga has been in the news as of late because of all the issues going on with him in terms of money, but also because of his resurgence in the music world following his breakup with Kylie Jenner, which was also the start of his problems, but that's another topic. Anyway, between his previous relationship and his status as a rap star, he's bought some pretty interesting bling. But one that really stands out from his collection is a grill that he got for his mouth that costed him $45,000. So that really begs the obvious question, why did it take so much money to make? That would be because the grill has 1,400 diamonds strewn across it. And yeah, that's entirely accurate. 1,400 diamonds were put into that grill, and the maker of it, Ben Baller, noted that it was his most expensive grill that he had ever made at the time, which says a lot in its own way. The problem here is that why would anyone want to buy such a piece just for their mouth? Sure, it's a unique piece of jewelry, and it's definitely part of rap culture, but come on now. One with 1,400 diamonds? That just sounds like a disaster waiting to happen. And there you go, just a few rappers who have a jewelry collection in the millions, and if not more. So what do you think of their collections? Can you believe that they have this much, or how much it even costs? Also, would you be comfortable with a piece of jewelry being that expensive? Let me know in the comments down below. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time on King Trending. A simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We will be giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's really your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple. Go for it.